Are you tired of your boss's incessant nagging? Irritated by the small annual increases? Are you concerned that you will never earn enough wealth? If you've ever had similar feelings, the idea of establishing your own business or enterprise has almost certainly crossed your mind. Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we'll show you the 6 questions that you need to ask yourself before starting a business. Before we get into the video, don't forget to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure that the post notifications are turned on so that you never miss a video from us. Without further ado, let's dive in. Being your own boss is exciting and fulfilling, but it's not for everyone. According to statistics, the vast majority of new businesses fail, with only a small fraction succeeding. But don't worry, regardless of how you feel, now is the best time to be alive for an entrepreneur. Not only are investors willing to listen to individuals and be more accepting of odd ideas, but they're also willing to put up large sums of money to see at least some of them succeed. But before you start your own business, you should ask yourself these 6 questions. Number 6. What's your long-term plan? In a year, 3 years, or 5 years, where do you see yourself and your company? Part of the goal-setting process is to have a vision of where you want to go and where you want to see this business go. Starting your own business necessitates planning for the future. Make an effort to devote time and attention to this cognitive process. We understand that you may change your mind along the way, but isn't it part of the plan? Number 5. Do you have leadership qualities? I recruit the best people and get out of their way. A number of the top CEOs will tell you if you ask them about their leadership style. It's a clever phrase that makes sense on some levels. Of course, hiring the right people is the most effective way to build a productive team, and delegation to offer employees more autonomy is a huge motivator. Managing a team, on the other hand, is a bit more complicated. Leaders must play a far more active role in ensuring that the group works well together and stays focused on the right goals. If you get a group of individuals together to work on a project, they will build their own culture, which will be as distinctive as the people in the group. You can take a hands-off attitude as a leader and hope that the team gels nicely over time. You can also search for ways to establish some shared guidelines for how individuals will collaborate. There are no hard and fast guidelines for fostering a team's cultural beliefs. Employees may be given them by the company's founder in some situations. In some cases, top leaders will delegate the exercise to employees, resulting in a bottom-up initiative. Number 4. Can you cope with the administrative work? Yes, you didn't start your company to do paperwork, but guess what? The administration does not take care of itself, and if you learn to execute it efficiently and successfully, it'll not take over your new job. You might even be surprised at how much you value the thinking that the routine tasks provide. Learning to be a good administrator is a tiny but important component of being a freelancer or an entrepreneur. The good news is that the majority of your work will be short and simple to do. Without appropriate organization, no firm can prosper to any significant degree. Your firm will be more organized if you take care of your administration. When you manage your own firm, you'd be surprised at how much money you can spend. If you work from home, you can most certainly deduct a portion of your rent, albeit not all. In most cases, you can deduct the mileage on your automobile for work trips, as well as the mileage on your laptop and a variety of other items. You must learn to keep track of receipts and invoices and preserve them in such a way that your accountant can assist you in determining what you can deduct from your tax payment. To save money and gain a basic understanding of how basic business administration works, you may be able to conduct the accounting yourself at first. It's easy to overlook administrative tasks, especially when you're really busy, but the truth is that they're an important component of running a firm. Make sure you set aside time to deal with it on a daily or weekly basis. It's all part of the unpaid effort that comes with owning a company. Number 3. How much to save before quitting your job? It's a big step to quit your work, and there are a lot of reasons why you would want to do so. Perhaps you're burned out and need a break, or you've discovered a better opportunity with another company, or you've finally decided to take the plunge and start your own company. It's critical to make a plan for keeping yourself and your family afloat before quitting a job, especially if you don't have another one lined up straight away. After all, you're still accountable for certain living expenses. Building a cash reserve is a crucial aspect of this strategy. But how can you know when you've saved up enough money to be able to leave your work with ease? People who aspire to be self-employed are likely to be familiar with the dilemma of when to quit their job. Sure, quitting your work will free up your time so you can concentrate only on beginning your business. Working on your own company, on the other hand, is usually a better idea while you still have the stability of a regular paycheck and benefits. After all, despite getting their new business off the ground, most people still have expenditures like rent and food to pay. Number 2, do you really need a co-founder for your startup? Isn't it true that 2 heads are better than 1? Many proverbs state that a problem shared is a problem solved, or something along those lines. Thus, having a co-founder should provide your company with an advantage. Isn't that so? In a nutshell, yes and no. In truth, there are plenty of success stories on both sides of the co-founder debate. Woz and Jobs, Gates and Allen, Hewlett and Packard. Okay, so that's not the best example, but there are plenty more. Many large corporations begin as the idea of a couple of people. Why? Many of the co-founders have complementary skill sets. Take for example Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. One was a salesman who was always looking at the broad picture, while the other was an electronics expert who focused on the finer points. Apple gave Woz and Jobs the freedom to focus on their abilities, and they thrived as a result of their ability to put out a number of fires for their firm. Startups with 2 founders have greater experience and people resources behind them, which is unquestionably a plus. You and your co-founder should have the same vision, but you may not agree on how to reach your startup's objectives. This is a form of covert advantage. After all, if they agree with everything you said, having them would be pointless. You could just have another you. Arguments and various points of view are useful regardless of who is right or wrong. When 2 co-founders are enthusiastic about conflicting perspectives, you can bet that both will be analyzed with a fine-toothed comb. You may not require a partner depending on the nature of your business. If you're a consultant, you can easily get away with working alone. However, if you're starting a tech company, you might want a co-founder who can bring different skills to the table as you grow. Number 1, what's your USP? Determine your special sauce in terms of differentiating yourself from the competitors. According to Mark Cuban of Shark Tank, your special sauce is a feature of your business that sets it apart from the competition. For every headband sold, my headband company, for example, contributes 1 to a child with cancer. Because it sets us apart from other headband firms, our charity donation is our secret sauce. Where it's created, the distinctive quality of the product, how it's made, competitive price, a charitable component, or your exceptional customer service can all contribute to your own particular sauce. Lawson Hammock, for example, distinguishes itself from other hammock manufacturers by including a built-in tent on top. What is going to make someone choose my product over my competitors? Ask yourself. Your response is your secret sauce, and it should always be part of your marketing. These questions may not provide a clear response, but if you find yourself returning to the same thought every night when you rest your head on your pillow, you know you've found something you're passionate about. Sometimes that's all you need to know. So, do you have what it takes to start a company? Let us know in the comments section below. Until then, fellas.